All right, so let's do this in 5 minutes or less. Well, this week we have 3 major events, and the markets are nervous and finished mixed. Let's take a look at the indices. Here we see the Dow Jones, and the Dow was down 0.8%. If you're looking at the S&P was up 0.18%, and the NASDAQ actually gained 0.61%. But if we take a look here at the 5-minute chart of a day, this basically tells it all of what happened today. Let's take a look at the S&P 500 here. So right now we're looking at the S&P 500. Markets opened right here. At first went higher, went lower, up, down, up, and then basically finishing lower into the close. So as you can see, markets are extremely nervous. So what happened? Well, here's the deal. Let me just switch back to daily charts. Today, nothing really happened, but there are 3 important events happening this week that could move the market. Event number 1 is President Biden will speak on Wednesday evening, and he will outline the details of the second part of his Build Back Better plan. And he already revealed the infrastructure plan a few weeks ago, and he proposed funding it through raising corporate taxes. And part 2 will be the American Families Plan, and he expected to reveal details on Wednesday night. Now, last week, President Biden already floated the idea of raising taxes for long-term capital gains from 23.8%, I believe it is, to 43.4%. Now, this is where last week markets, when they heard it, didn't like this at all, and they finished sharply lower on Thursday. So this week, markets are nervous about the details of Biden's plan and how he is planning to fund it. Now, also, event number 2, also on Wednesday, let me switch to the economic calendar, because this is where we will see that we have on Wednesday the FOMC statement. And nobody is really expecting any major changes to the current money and interest policy. But as you know, in the past few weeks, we have seen some great economic reports that were much stronger than expected. And at some point, the Fed is going to have to acknowledge that. And that could mean that they tighten their policy earlier than expected. And then lastly, the third event that is happening this week is we are still in full earnings season. Here we go. No, I want to create a markup. Okay, let's do this. There we go. Okay. So this week we will hear from Tesla. It actually reported already after earnings. We'll talk about this in a moment. We will hear from Microsoft. We will hear from Apple. We will hear earnings from Google, from Facebook, and from Amazon. So as we see, heavy hitters are reporting earnings, and this week and next week will provide the bulk of the remaining earnings. And thus far, results have exceeded expectations. However, that hasn't translated into higher stock prices, as we have seen last week. Now, speaking about earnings, Tesla was the big one today, and Tesla reported earnings after the bell. Now, they reported first quarter profits above expectations, but sales missed the mark slightly, and this is where we see Tesla is down around 2% in after-hours trading, not a whole lot. Let's take a look at a few more other movers and shakers today. So today, Etsy fell 4.4% after analysts said that most of the growth is already priced in, and they downgraded the stock, and this is why Etsy fell here. Now, people seem to love escalators and elevators because the manufacturer OTIS reported earnings today and it exceeded expectations. So the stock, as you can see, yippee-yay, was up 7% today. Anyhow, what can we expect for the remainder of the week? Well, all 3 events that I mentioned earlier can move the markets, and stocks are nervous, and I'm expecting a volatile week. But this should give us some great trading opportunities. Anyhow, make sure that you trade what you see and not what you think. And this wraps up to today's stock market news in 5 minutes or less. And it took us exactly 5 minutes. Hey, take care, and I'll see you in the next video.